Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leslie. I am a Christian childbirth doula, and this is where I share about birth, faith, and family. Today, I'm continuing to share my favorite books to pregnant moms to read in order to help teach them about their body and the process of childbirth to help encourage them for a positive experience. So, today, I will be sharing my favorite category of books, which you will find about soon enough. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share this with someone who you think might benefit from it if you like what you see. Okay, so here we go. Today I will be sharing my favorite spiritual prep books for childbirth. First up, Supernatural Childbirth by Jackie Mize. This book really helped to encourage my faith around birth. Jackie Mize shares her 4 birth stories, some not so pleasant, and the other ones after she made a change in just like her prayer and her preparation and just seeking God's heart for birth, just really made a change and ended up having supernatural births, like she laughed through, had no pain. It was supernatural, most definitely. And so during this, she uses the Bible to help encourage you to build your faith for God's heart around childbirth. And so I highly, highly recommend her book. She also includes prayers in there for you to pray over your womb, for you to pray, even if you're struggling with conceiving. She has prayers in there for that. Struggling with being told that there's a complication during pregnancy and things like that. So I hope that book helps to encourage you as much as it helped to encourage me. Just to be able to, all books that I've shared earlier help to just let you know how the physical process is just scientifically. It's all backed up by the word. And so that's what I absolutely love about this book, and that's why I recommend it. Next up, Pure Joy. Now, Pure Joy, by the way, I'll link all these books down below so that you can purchase them if you'd like. But Pure Joy is a book that I started reading. I actually heard about this man who had done these studies on blessing children's spirits in the womb and seeing the product of that years later and following them in their lives to see how they had turned out and hearing testimonies and stories. And I mean, he's even created albums that you can just play for while you're pregnant. And they help to encourage, and they're literally just like blessings to your baby in the womb. And that's exactly what this book is. It is blessings for your baby in the womb that you can pray over your child and, bless their spirit. And it's with the word. And it talks about just like building up their identity in Christ, building up the joy of obedience, the joy of family, the joy of just like the joy of everything. And that's what's called pure joy. And so just how that joy, instilling joy into the spirit of your child from when they're in the womb is just very powerful. And so I absolutely love this book. I really like that it starts off with a couple of testimonials as well. And he shares more of them online. So it is scientifically proven that blessing your child's spirit does affect their personality later on. And so it is really, really encouraging. I highly recommend you check out the book Pure Joy. Or you can also check out his CDs online if you prefer those as well. But I like reading them myself, and so that's why I prefer the book. Okay, so next up, Pregnancy in His Presence. This book, I'm actually still in the process of reading, but I wanted to include it here because I really like it so far. This book just helps to encourage you throughout pregnancy. Again, like a little bit like Supernatural Childbirth, in that she shares her testimonies as she shares pieces of her testimony as she's going through to help encourage you for different aspects of your birth and of your pregnancy. And so I highly recommend this book. I am not even halfway through it yet, but I'm really liking it so far, and it comes very highly recommended. So if you are looking for that, it also comes with a journal. So you could, if you are the type of person that likes to journal and you're looking for a way to kind of journal all your way through, this is a great book that you've got the reading and the journal with it. It's a great way to kind of create a little reminiscence of your pregnancy and then later of your birth. And so definitely encourage you to get that. My biggest thing that I like about her book is that she talks so much about the kind of time that you spend with the Lord, and so in preparation. And so just as important as it is for you to do the physical exercise stuff and how it is for you to change the your mental perception of labor with what you're hearing and things like that, it's also important that you're building up your spirit as well. And so that's what I like about this book. Next up is The Joy of Natural Childbirth. Now, this book is older. It was written, it's a little bit old-fashioned. I'll just be honest. It's a little bit old-fashioned. The first part of the book is written as a story, and it essentially follows a husband and a wife as they go through their marriage, their pregnancy, their first pregnancy, and the birth of their child, and how their family doctor kind of guides them through it. And so and their family doctor is, so it's a little bit old fashioned in the way it's written. Like you can tell it's set in mid 1900s, and I kind of like it. I kind of like that it's written that way. It's kind of, it's old fashioned in that way, where they have to make a long road trip to see their family. They live out in the country. It's super sweet. But that's the first part of the book. And you see them kind of getting advice from different people in their lives and things like that. Now what I do like is that even like every time they have kind of interactions with the doctor and stuff, it's kind of like advice that the writer is also giving to you, that you could be using. And then the second half of the book is actually going through what birth actually looks like and things like that, and kind of like the joy of natural childbirth, the joy of breastfeeding, and kind of going through God's view of birth and things like that. And it's kind of just going through more informational in the second half. So a little bit like the framework for Ina May Gaskin's book that I shared, except this isn't a testimony. This is like a fictional story that's written. Or maybe it's not. I'm pretty sure it's a fictional story. But those are my top 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are 4 books I recommend on spiritual childbirth prep. And so I hope that you check those out. They will be linked below, and let me know what you think. All right, until the next one, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell so that you'll be alerted when I put out my next video. God bless you. Until the next one. Bye.